leg in a follow.
It's legless.
That's it.
Wow,
So that's the bit of metal that hangs out the end of my leg.
that's impressive. He does that all the time.
Yeah.
Does he?
First, you wake up from surgery and he just starts doing this to you. Can you feel that? Can you feel that?
Yeah. See, I'd use a hammer.
Yeah, well.
I did.
You did. So you've hammered, no, don't put that away. So you've hammered that into Garrett's tibia.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And what noise do you make? What pattern do you do when you're doing the hammering?
It's dun 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 dun.
Oh, dear. And you don't feel anything there on the stump?
No, I mean, this is all me and meat and that, but there's where it goes through, it's like having your ear pierced or something. It just happens to be attached to a bit of bone behind it.
So do you have that same sense of the ground as
Absolutely,
Marianne?
yeah. You walk on gravel, you can feel the crunch. You walk
And
on
why does that give you that sense of the ground?
because it's attached to your skeleton.
And is that also because, as you said, it's attached to a skeleton, so you talk about regrouping the muscles and the nerves. Your leg is responding, what's left of it, as naturally as it would,
Yeah, I mean,
as if the whole leg were there.
there's a little muscle moving there now. That's my toes moving. They're still there and they're there somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. I can still feel them. We're talking about it now. There's pins and needles in my toes.
The biggest advantage of this is that we managed to get a lot of patients back to their pre-injury working.
Okay.
And I mean, Gareth, I'm allowed to say you're a civil engineer.
Yeah,
And,
I work in construction.
and he worked in construction, up and down ladders and.
Ladders, scaffolds, whatnot. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting question. What's the limitations?
Well, there is. Look, we don't know. I mean, we still.
I'll work it out.
It's. I mean, Gareth is 5 years down the track.
5.5, yeah.
Yeah, 5.5 years down the track, which is very, very comforting.
Mhm.
But we still don't have the 20-year Marianne mentioned, because in medicine we need to get 20-year data before we say this is, the norm for the public.
Because you're only 5 years into a 20-year research, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, the worst that can happen is that the implant fatigue. I mean, a human body is much stronger than any kind of metal.
I would never have thought that the human body would wear out metal, but there you go.
Well, that we do actually.
Have you gone surfing with
Yep.
this lake, and how's that been?
Well, I don't wear 2 leg ropes anymore. I wasn't a great surfer to start with. I was
Sure.
pretty damn ordinary in all
Yeah.
honesty. I'm still a pretty damn ordinary surfer. But it's just enough to get out in the water and just blow the dust off.
Marianne, you say that Munjed speaks to you in a way other doctors didn't. Can you explain that?
Oh, most doctors are they're very clinical and speak to you like surgeons, I guess. Whereas Munjed just breezes in and how you're going and has a chat and knows all his clients or our patients and knows us all very well. And he keeps an eye on us.
Do you consider him a friend?
Yes, definitely.
I'm very
He's
honoured
sort
to
of
be.
stuck with me for the rest of his life, I think.
How many surgeons, after you actually walk out of the hospital, give you their mobile number, and when you call it, they answer?
That wasn't his mobile number, that was his bill.
3 extra zeros on it.
Well, look, I think it's time to explore more about your backstory. But Marianne and Gareth, thank you both very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
Please.
Pretty cool.
We've got those people gone because now we can finally talk. And I'd like to go back into your history. You come from Iraq, and your family were almost royalty in Iraq. In what way?
So my family were second family to the Iraqi throne. So my uncle was a prime minister. My father was the chief justice of Iraq. And that's when Iraq was a kingdom. But then when the Ba'ath Party came into power.
The Ba'ath Party were the party through which Saddam Hussein eventually came to power.
Absolutely. So they toppled the regime, and my father was forced to resign. Or he was sacked, and even my mum lost her job as a teacher. And they tried to fly under the radar just to raise me up. And I still managed to go to school, and managed to get to medical school and graduate.
In day-to-day life, how aware were you of the brutality of the Saddam regime?
Well, you see that all the time, and I went to school with his nephews, and they were like a bunch of thugs. Omar Sabawi, like Saddam's nephew, did kill a person while we were at school, and at university he killed another person. So they were brutal.
He killed someone while you were at school.
Yeah.
He was a student at school.
He was a
killed
student
him.
at school.
And you learned about this while you were at school?
Yes, and they were very, very brutal. And you try to stay away from them and mind your own business. Still, you can come across their path and you're in trouble. But I was very lucky until the moment that I had to leave Iraq.
When you were 27
Yeah.
and a junior surgeon, something happened that prompted you to flee. What was that?
Look, I never wanted to leave Iraq. I was very comfortable with the way I was living, and I learned how to live under the Saddam regime without ruffling any feathers. But then there was that moment, which was the most challenging moment in my life. One day I was just minding my own business in the operating theatre as a junior resident. I was confronted with 3 busloads of army deserters, escorted by Republican guards and Ba'ath Party members. They ordered us to abandon the elective list and start mutilating these army deserters by chopping part of their ears off. The head of the department openly refused and said, "This is barbaric, I'm not doing that. This is against the Hippocratic Oath, do no harm." So they dragged him outside to the car park and they put a bullet in his head in front of everybody. They turned to the rest of us and they said, "Now we attracted your attention. Anyone share this man's view, come forward. Otherwise proceed with our orders." So I had to face this decision. Should I obey the commands and live with guilt for the rest of my life? Should I refuse and end up with a bullet in my head, or should I run away? So I decided to escape.
How did you get out of the room? Because the guards
Well,
are there?
yeah, I mean, Baghdad University Hospital is massive,
Right.
and obviously there was a lot of chaos, and I managed to sneak into the female toilets. I sat there in a cubicle for 5 hours. They felt like 5 years.
Tell me about that 5 hours. What was happening?
Well, you could hear people coming in and out, and I was waiting for the moment that someone would open the door on me or knock on the door and find out that I'm hiding there, because I would be executed immediately, because there were martial laws in Iraq and I didn't know what to do. And then at the end I could hear that the operations had finished and they left, and I managed to sneak out, and with the help of my family they managed to prepare a passport for me and large sum of money. And then I was smuggled outside Iraq. From that moment, I saw the true human kindness, and that basically made me who I am now. And I decided that if I ever get a chance to help another person, I would do it straight away, because you may never get that chance again.